phone out the window.
Welcome back to another adventure of Coddiwomple Overland. This week we're going to continue along the Cat. We'll be going from Harold, Kentucky to Pound, Virginia. We hope you ride along. We began our adventure with our friends Nancy and Alan. We left Harold, Kentucky, making our way clockwise around the Cat towards Pound, Virginia. This section through Pike County is all blacktop roads. Some of it a little more narrower than the others. It offered some nice views and a look at some history, but it was still just blacktop. After we made our way through Pike County, we crossed the Tug River over into West Virginia and traveled along the river for a while. The Cat takes you through the city of Williamson and then along the Tug River to the town of Matewan. The town of Matewan is rich in coal history and is also home to one of Hatfield-McCoy trailheads. We crossed back over the river and it wasn't long before we were seeing dirt. As we ventured farther and farther up this old strip mine road, we knew that it was going to offer some really great views. What we found at the top was a near 360-degree view of the beautiful mountains of eastern Kentucky. With a view this good, we decided to go ahead and do lunch here, take advantage of it as long as we could. After a good lunch, it was time to get back on the trail and enjoy some more of this amazing scenery. This is where things got really tight. We don't mind a few pinstripes, but these were full-on tree limbs. Some of them had to go before we could get around. You notice on the left side there, it's literally straight down.
Bashing me.
Oh, water crossing, she says.
Oh, that's a...
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a log just went down the side of it.
As much as we all cringed at the pinstripes that was going down both of the Jeeps, when we popped out the other side, the view was absolutely stunning. We decided to stop one more time and take it all in before we made our way off the mountain. July in Kentucky is berry picking season. This was no different. Early part of July, the raspberries are out. We found a huge amount of them. We decided to pick some. Nancy had a plan. After we came off the reclaimed strip mine, we were on the road for a bit, right before crossing back over the river into West Virginia. This time we will be riding along the train tracks, and it goes for a long time. This is actually the area where the Hatfield-McCoy feud took place. After several miles of following the railroad tracks, we found ourselves crossing the river and back on the blacktop. After several miles on the blacktop, we started making turns. The road started getting narrower. We knew we were getting close to dirt again. While there wasn't anything technical about this section of trail, it was still a lot better than the blacktop.
I saw my phone out the window.
Rule number one of a videographer: don't lose your camera. This trail eventually twisted and winded up to the top of another reclaimed strip. It was getting later in the evening, and we thought this looked like the perfect place to sit down for the night. This was 4th of July, and we wanted to find the perfect place on top of a mountain to watch the lunar eclipse. We thought we'd found it. Nancy and Deb fixed another amazing meal while Alan and I set up camp. It was about the edge of dusk when the fireworks started. Yes, the locals came, and this apparently was the place to be. And we had definitely found the perfect spot to watch the lunar eclipse.
Yeah, I'm still recording. It's 1800.
After watching the eclipse and sitting by the campfire, what could be better but a free fireworks show? After the fireworks, we decided to call it a night. The locals didn't though. They were there till about 2 a.m. We woke up to another gorgeous day. Had a great night's sleep in the OVS tent, and again, breakfast and coffee was already on. Remember that plan that Nancy had? There it is, raspberry apple pie. After breakfast and a quick cleanup of camp, it was time to head out for day 2 of our adventure. Not too far out of our camp, we entered the Breaks Interstate Park. This is a place, if you've never been there, you really need to stop and check it out. The Russell Fork River runs right through the park. You can kayak this, or you can actually do rafting trips. As we entered the park for a drive-through, it was neat to see ATVs coming out, as Deb and I were part of the design team for the original trail development plan for Spearhead Trail. We continued our tour through the park, hoping to see some wildlife. There's a lot of bear in this area. We were really hoping to see one. Just didn't pan out. As we followed along the Cat, we found another detour. This one led us to the Birch Knob observation tower. The route up to the tower is a Forest Service road. It's pretty well maintained, really pretty. Once we got up there was thunder in the distance and the clouds were starting to look a little dark. We checked the radar. Sure enough, there was some rain coming, but we pulled out the OBS 270 awning and was able to stay dry. After our lunch, it was time for a short hike up to the observation tower. The hike up to the tower location wasn't bad at all, but once you get there, there's 180 steps all the way to the top.
No.
Never ending.
According to the signs, you can see 6 different states from this location, and I believe it. The view was absolutely incredible. Well worth the hike and the steps. After leaving the Birch Tower, it was back on the road, and it wasn't long before we made our way back to US 23. This would complete the section from Harold to Pound, and it was time to go home. Throughout our 2-day adventure, we traveled 177.3 miles. 144 miles of it was pavement, 20 of it was gravel, and 12.8 was dirt. Though it was mostly pavement, we still had a really good time. We only have one more section of the Cat, and then we'll be finished. I hope we saved the best for the last. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again for watching Coddiwomple Overland.